Hey y'all, my name is Caitlin Cordani. I'm your uh, mentor here at Archer Travel, and I just want to thank you guys for watching the recording and to Stefan for joining. Um, so today the plan is I've gotten a ton of questions about how to build uh, vacations from scratch. Most of the questions were, how do I know which supplier to use? There's so many of them. I'm so overwhelmed. Let's go ahead and tackle that real quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to show you my vendor list. This is a ton of vendors here that I have for either education, fam trips, rentals, Bahamas, Europe, Barcelona, Barbados, Jamaica. I've got Project Expeditions, Tickets at Work, Get Your Guide, Golden Tickets. I've got Downtown Travel, Exotica, Travelgar, Europe Express, Room Rents, so many different options, right? These all do something different. And to be honest with you, I have up here at the top Vax and Expedia Tap. But for international agents that aren't able to use Vax or Expedia Tap, I do highly recommend Exotica. Exotica is going to have already built itineraries ready to go for you. Okay. So you can choose safari, sand dunes, of sorry, I can't read today. Namibia, and then Ecuador, South Africa, and Zimbabwe, Peru and Ecuador, Norway, and more. Costa Rica, Iceland, Switzerland, Germany, and France, Peru, Uganda. And then you can see all trips. And these are all just, you know, nature's best. And this is a flash sale for the next 48 hours. So these are all very steeply discounted for these itineraries. And these flash sales are definitely worth checking out to use for marketing purposes or a mock booking maybe to gain clientele, but also for yourself to explore these new and exciting itineraries. Um, a lot of these are going to be in very popular destinations, but some of them can also be in different locations that might not be so touristy. So this one has flexible cancellation. You can see it's top rated in the pyramids, Nile cruise, and all-inclusive Red Sea in Egypt for 13 days. That's a steal for 55% off. $2,500 for this 13-day excursion is not bad at all. And most of the time, these excursions include flights, hotel accommodations for each city, some of the meals, all of the excursions, and things like that. So this is a tour highlight for Aswan, Cairo, Giza, Hurghada, Luxor, Nile River, and the Red Sea. This includes all flights, accommodations, transfers, activities, and some of the meals. And the departure is available until April 2026. So it's a flexible time frame for you guys. Available group tours, solo travels. And then you have a 3-night cruise that you can add into more luxury options or the private upgrades. And then you have an itinerary that's already built up for you, and you have a map of where you're going to be exploring throughout Egypt. This is explaining to you each day on the itinerary. You can read more and even add in more optional activities after you've read and found the excursions, the accommodations. Some of these are optional and not added to the package. Now, if you add stuff to the package, do note that that price will change. So if it doesn't say included and it does say optional, then you can definitely choose to add in the optional options. But it does give you the whole itinerary for the day. And then for the next day going forward, you can see exactly what you're going to be doing and where you're going to be going, and then any other extra activities per day. And let's not forget all flights and transportation are included for this entire accommodation. Some of these include meals, some of them don't. And then you can see how many people have already booked this excursion for what price. This is for 2 people. So this is for 1 person, and then this is for 2 people. And then this is the selection that you can choose for the upgrades. And then the accommodations for 10 nights, you can choose the departure city. I'm in Minneapolis, so this is going to be for Minneapolis people, but you can choose the different departures depending on where they're located. If you don't see the departure city here, like for example, if you're in France or Italy, you can definitely see there's different airport options available around the United Kingdom and Europe, to be exact. Whereas I'm set in the US, so I'm going to see US departure states and cities instead. So the further out you go, the less expensive or more expensive it can become, just depending on the type of excursion that you're choosing. If you're adding anything on, et cetera, et cetera. This is available until April 2026. So you'll be able to see it stops here on the 21st and it doesn't go any further. And then you can also see the included activities for more information, and then more available activities for optional options that you can add into the price. This does go into included into the price and then what's not included. So visas required to travel to Egypt. Drinks and tips, and any other services not mentioned is what's included is what you have to plan for payment. Visa issued on arrival, price approximately $25. The mandatory tips of $55 per person for the Nile cruise are not included in the price and must be paid at the destination. These are the only mandatory tips you will be required to pay during your tour. Tipping for the rest of the trip is optional, but keep in mind that tipping is an important part of Egyptian culture and that it is a commonplace for service providers to ask for tips. In these cases, it is up to your personal discretion whether to tip or not. In the US, we do have a tipping culture as well, so it's common for us United States citizens to be tippers. But I've been to other countries that don't allow tipping. It is actually offensive to tip. So just keep that in mind that it is part of the Egyptian culture and you're traveling to their country, that you want to kind of be flexible with their cultural differences and respectful of that. It does tell you what you do have allowance for checked luggage and carry-ons. And then important, useful information for Egypt and what you need to be able to travel to Egypt itself, and other conditions, including experts to talk to if you need any help. To be able to book this on a travel agent rate to be commissionable, you do have to go through Exotica's training program. So let's go back to the Exotica. Thank you. So for travel advisors, we're gonna click on this, and then we're going to go to assets under training. What you're going to do is select an onboard session with one of the two people, or you can do self-training. I haven't done training with Exotica specifically yet, but this is you can gain up to $200 on top up on commissions for meeting with an actual person, or you can just do the self-training by yourself whenever it's convenient for you. But I did schedule a meeting and then I had to reschedule because I had an emergency, and they were very accommodating with that. Sent me a reschedule link for Calendly and everything. So I can schedule when it's more convenient for me. And I would recommend that you do that as well. You can also see any bookings that you've made, commissions that you've made, group bookings that you need to do. There's a request a quote option for group bookings to maximize your commission, industry leading perks, dedicated group specials, specialties, et cetera, et cetera. And these are just, some of the destinations that they do for Europe, Asia, Americas, Africa, and Oceania. And then you can choose by season, interest, group, or family collection. So they also have family friendly destinations where it's including babies as well. So for all ages, balanced itineraries for kids, and then family friendly accommodations as well. And then these trips are designed specifically for families. And so if you guys have any families that are looking for an itinerary that is pre-built, you can definitely go through these as well. In the event that you need to build a la carte, let's start with VAX. VAX is under the US suppliers. If you are not in the US, you can still sign up with Archer Travel's US agency address and still gain access to it. So let's build a package. Let's say you're doing, I want to do travel impressions. I actually love travel impressions. They have a lot of different opportunities to travel. So I'm US based, but you can fly out from pretty much anywhere in the world. So I'm just going to put my airport here, and then Stefan, give me a location around the world.
I don't know.
Let's do Italy. So
Sorry?
we're gonna fly into Rome. I'm just gonna do 2 adults here. And this
Yes,
is
why not?
flights and hotels. Pardon? So we could choose Europe flight and hotels and see what it does. Let's do a different date. I like June. Let's do June 10th. And then let's do a 4-night stay. This way we'll be able to choose European airlines. We'll find more direct flights that way. We are searching for these dates, so let's let it think for a second. So we're doing European flights and hotels for Italy for June 10th through the 14th. So the airline that we are currently scheduled for is an overnight flight, and will not include a price for the first night of the trip because we won't have a hotel scheduled at that time because we'll be in the air. And that's the importance of this message up at the top. So let's go ahead and select the time that we want to leave here in the US. Let's do by morning. This should help us arrive sooner. So there's 2 layovers here. Here's 2 layovers as well. This is also a next day arrival. Here's 1 layover, but it's 9 hours, 35 minutes. You don't want to be sitting in, excuse me, in an airport for 9.5 hours. This is a better layover. It's still a next day arrival. This is a short layover. I try to look for at least an hour and a half. That's too short of a layover. Here we go. Here's a good time frame for a layover here. That's a good time that I'm gonna be leaving my airport for. I'm still arriving really early, but I'm going to be able to check in to the hotel on this date, on the 11th. So we won't have any hotel accommodations until the 11th, which is totally fine. But we will be able to check in. So I like this 2-hour, 25-minute layover. So we would be in Boston and then doing a flight from Boston to Fiumicino, Rome. And then let's do a refundable fare. I probably would select Delta Premium. So let's figure out what this is. Delta Premium, premium class cabins and business first class cabins with unique cancellation revision policies ranging from $50 to $300 per ticket. Some cases the fare may not be refundable. Okay, so let's compare this fare. No. Oh, this is comparing it with a different itinerary. Never mind, let's not do that. I like this premium select for the flight because it is going to be really long flight, 13.5 hours total travel time. So I really do like that. So we're going to choose the return flight. I like this 2:55 p.m. It is a non-stop. So let's do it's still 10 hours. Let's do the Comfort Plus. That way we're still in a comfortable cabin, but it's not too expensive. All right, so we're total right now $7,155.57. And now we're gonna choose the hotel. I like 4 and 5-star hotels. Let's see what we can filter these to be. Excellent. All right, so this is a top pick for Hotel Artisan. We can click on the name for the hotel. Ooh, that's cute. Ooh, fancy. Oh, I like that. Nice space. Breakfast included. Okay. Let's see what the accommodations look like for this. Buffet breakfast, baggage hold, car rental desk, concierge, exercise gym, luggage service, meeting rooms, pools, restaurants, spas, theater. Excellent. Accessibility rooms, air conditioning, that's important. Especially in June when the weather could be warmer. Bedding requests are not guaranteed. So this is a smart room with breakfast, a deluxe room with breakfast. I don't need any more beds, so we don't need to upgrade. So it's just the one queen or the one king bed. It occupies 4 adults, 3 children, 5 total combined. 3 children over the age of 3 are counted as an adult. For the maximum occupancy in the room is 4 people. And this one has air conditioning, a balcony, lanai, or terrace, bathroom amenities, safe, telephone, TV, wireless internet connection. So let's go ahead and select this room here. And then, of course, you can do different dining activities and other options. We're going to let it think because we chose a room. So I like this. Travel impressions price is $7,451.29 for the Delta Comfort Plus, and also the it does look like we chose the Premium Plus on it. So Delta Premium Select is what we chose. So we are on this one here, and then yep, the Comfort Plus. Yep, and then the Hotel Artisan, our Ariston, which is in Rome specifically. So it's not too far from the airport itself. And then if you wanted to add a rental car on, you can, or features. So I am going to add on a travel protection to this package. This will help us be able to cancel the trip and get better coverage on it. So I always choose the cash refund, no matter how much it costs, because I don't want credit. We're just gonna wait here. Sometimes Vax is a little overloaded and can take a little while to load. So that's added on to the price, which brings the total so far to $8,021.27. So I'm gonna put that here. And I really like the new layout of Vax Vacation Access as well. Okay. This does include our commission, but let's look at what the commission cost. It's $181.49. I don't like that commission, so I'm going to add some more money to it. Let's do about 10%. So I'm going to add on $797 and 22 cents here. And now my commission would be $898.99, bringing the total up to $8,769.44, which is totally fine with me. Oops. So once you have your commission set, you can click the X button and it'll update the actual price on the service. It's always important to check your commission so that you can make sure that you're getting paid a fair amount of commission, because you can be paid between 2 to 17% on Vax Vacation Access, depending on the supplier. So the pay and destination would be $50 for a resort fee or cleaning fee. Most times a fee like this would be a cleaning fee. So Fun in the Sun 25 did take 25% off of the total price itself, and you can put that there. So the total for us after taxes is going to be $8,818.49. And now I'm going to go ahead and save this itinerary over here. Save it. Italy mock booking, Rome. And then now I've got flights and a hotel. So let's say the clients that you're working with has a very specific need for specific like excursions and things. What you're going to do is then go, there's two vendors that I prefer. You could use Viator. Make sure that you're logged in up here at the top, or you can use Project Expedition. Project Expedition is definitely going to be another way for you to choose activities in the different locations. So we're going to click on Italy, and then you should always see your partner name at the top to make sure that you're logged in. You can also update your logo here so that you can see that you're logged into your account as well. So let's do Project Expedition. All right, sorry about that. All right, so what we've got is an archaeological exploration. This is a sightseeing in Naples. We also have sightseeing boating in Naples. So we're in Rome. So let's go ahead and talk about Rome here. So this is a private tour of the Colosseum with Roman Forum and Palatine Hill. Or you can do a private immersive Colosseum tour. That's about $300, varying by group size. You got a private Rome in a day tour with Colosseum and Sistine Chapel. That's $635. You've got Rome off the beaten path tour. Oh, I like that. Let's go ahead and heart this. I'm gonna do Rome, Italy, mock booking. And then we're just gonna do dates and destinations. And then private Rome night tour by car. That's really cool. Let's go ahead and try that. I love seeing locations at night just as much as I do in the day because they transform in the middle of the night. So I definitely want to see that. We've got the Best of Florence private tour with Academia. We've got a Pompeii private tour, daily life of the buried city. We've got a private Vatican tour with a VIP experience. Ooh, I like that. Let's go ahead and do that for Rome. Private early morning Sistine Chapel and Vatican tour. We're already doing a Vatican tour, and we don't have anything for a Sistine Chapel yet. So let's look for something else that's a Sistine Chapel. Sorrento, Italy. That's really nice. Amalfi Coast Odyssey. Positano, Amalfi, and Rovello. Private from Sorrento. So that's too far from us. We'd have to get there. Let's see. We did an off the beaten path and then Rome at night. So we still need a Colosseum tour. Ooh, a cooking class in Florence. Yum. Let's do that. And we could just do the transportation there. And I'm not doing anything but adding these to a list so that I can compare pricing. So I like this Rome in a day tour with Vatican, Colosseum, and Center City or City Center. So that's a 7 hour sightseeing tour. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we could do a Roman food walking tour, of course. So there's a lot of activities that we have there. And we're only here for 3 days. So we don't need so many activities, but we do want to make sure that we're getting a few in to be able to see what they are. Okay, so this is how I go through and choose the different options for groups. Okay. Okay, but let's go and start booking on Viator and see what we're doing. So we're going to Rome, Italy from June 10th. Sorry. What was the dates? 10th through the 14th. So we're going to be there on the 11th through the 14th. And so we want to do the 13th. Apply, and then we have 2 adults. And then now we're going to do, so we only have really 2 days of travel. Okay. Um, we're looking for 4.5 to 5 stars with multiple reviews. Okay. A lot of these best sellers can be purchased as well, but the excellent quality is based on the excursion uh a rating here. So let's go ahead and look at this and see what it looks like. So we've got a lot of recent January 5-star reviews here. That's really awesome. So we would be enjoying the Vatican, Sistine Chapel, and St. Peter's, which is what we're looking for. Vatican Museums, Vatican City, Cortella della Pigna, and then Sphere within a Sphere, Galleria delle Corte Geografica, and then the Sistine Chapel, St. Peter's, and then St. Peter's Square. And so that's worth it for $85. That's really a good deal. So let's go ahead and add this to a curated list, and we're just going to do the same thing. And then add that to the list. Excellent. It's likely to sell out, so this is definitely a good thing to look for. I do notice that the Viator activities are more expensive. I mean, less expensive than Project Expedition. As you can see, these pricings are more expensive here than this price here. So it is about quality as well. So if you have a higher budget, definitely Project Expedition. You'll get a better quality of excursion from Project Expedition. I'm not saying that Viator doesn't provide quality excursions, but I am saying that they would get a better experience for the money that they're spending. So let's go ahead and keep going. We want to do a skip the line. Oh, we already did this. We are too far away from that. Let's see here. A lot of Viator's excursions are repetitive as well. They're independent vendors providing the same tour. So, oh, I like this one. It's got 4.9 stars, and it's not that expensive. It is a food tour recommended by 97% of the travelers. So let's add this to our list. And then this is a 3-in-1 cooking class. Eat and Walk Italy. What is this? Let's see. I think a lot of the museums and food is part of the culture. So here's choose from a range of start times. Meeting point is here at this location, and then you've met the chef, host, and fellow students. You grabbed an apron, and then you start making tiramisu, two types of pasta, fettuccine and ravioli. And then we also guide you as you make your ravioli filling from seasonal available ingredients. After you're finished cooking, you get to sit down with a glass of wine to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So you get lunch out of this. This is really exciting, and it's only $72. So let's add this to the list as well. And then let's see. Rome to Pompeii, guided tour with wine and lunch by high-speed train. Skip the line, VIP small tour, Colosseum, and ancient city tours, which we don't have this yet. So let's add this to the curated list. And then I am looking for something at night. And I am not seeing that. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah. So we've got a few options. Aha. This is the Coliseum Underground night tour though, and I don't know how much I want to go underground at night. I'm also very claustrophobic myself. So it just depends on your client. If they put you in charge of choosing, definitely think about their like from their qualifying questions, what type of excursions they're looking for. Oh, this is Florence and Pisa from Rome, a full day semi-private tour, a VIP Vatican breakfast and guided tour with Sistine Chapel, but we already got the Vatican and the Sistine Chapel, so we are looking for something. We've got a couple of food items that we're doing. You could do a big bus Rome hop on hop off open top tour. This is definitely something very fun and exciting to do. Rome by night golf cart tour, that's really cool. Let's actually look at this because that's what I'm looking for. That's really cute. They have seatbelts so that you're safe too. And then it is a small group of people. So let's add this to the list. So obviously you're gonna see less pricings on Viator compared to Project Expedition. So let's go back to our list here. My session signed out. Let's see. Log in. All right, so let's go back to the list here for what we were looking at. Did it not say? I don't think it's saved. Let's see. Yeah, it didn't save. Oh, there it is. Wish list, selected wish list. So let's go back. Here it is. Ha ha ha. Okay. All right. So now we have the Rome items for the 5 excursions that we chose. And then we also have the curated list for Italy here as well. So we chose 5 different items from Italy. We can see them side by side. So now we have an idea of what we're looking at. So I like these tours better. I feel like they give a better experience. but these are more affordable. So you can definitely see these are going to be in the, $1,000 range, where this is probably going to be in the $300 to $400 range. And that's okay. Different budgets have, different options. So that's how I choose my excursions based on the actual package. So I am going to go with Project Expedition here. And so I want to do, this is 7 hours, this is 3 hours, this is 3 hours. So I'm probably going to do sightseeing and this food tasting on the same day. And then this is 3 hours and this is 5 hours. So we could also do these on the same day as well. And then this is a whole day. So we have 3 days to fill, and now we have excursions to fill those days. For me, I like to travel with an itinerary that is showing me the most of where I'm going on a guided time frame. So this would be perfect for me. However, if your clients have said, I want to do something, at least one thing a day, but I don't want to be tied down to an itinerary where I need to be somewhere at a specific time, at a specific place, and blah, 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 that's totally fine too. Make sure that you're not jam packing their schedule with something to do so that it gives them time to explore on their own. The type of sightseeing that I'm picking for my experience to Rome, Italy is going to be more jam-packed with a specific timeline. But I'm seeing a ton of things while we're there. So let's go over what we're looking at for this off the beaten path tour here. It looks like it's a private single day tour for 8 people. 8 people are looking. So this is for Rome. The start times are at 9, 10:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3, 3:30. It's about 3 hours long, and we can look at the time frame for it. So the sightseeing is Capitoline Hill, uh, Campo de Fiore, and then Castle Sant'Angelo. Sant Sant'Angelo, sorry, Angelo. And then you discover Rome off the beaten path and uncover the secrets of these locations, the Jewish ghetto, Campo de Fiori, and other Roman gems during this tour. Your personal guide will tell you all about the dramatic events and scandals that shaped Rome over the centuries. Enjoy the beautiful views of the city while having a stroll in the most picturesque street of Rome. So you'll be seeing landmarks, artworks, and monuments in Rome, and then you'll also be learning about the brutal executions of Beatrice Cenci and Giordano Bruno. Enjoy a view of the city from the ramparts of Castle uh, Angelo, and then Rome has seen empires rise and empires fall. It has played host in the dramatic appearance of the Christian faith and the flowering of the Renaissance. Many of the greatest minds in history have been captivated by its never-ending charms, and the eternal city has witnessed some incredible things over the last 2,500 years, but it doesn't give up its secrets easily. So you will be going through this map here, and then food and beverages are not included. So you do want to make sure that you're packing something. It is in English and Spanish. You get skip the line tickets, English speaking private guides, headsets for groups of 6 or more. Transportation to and from the meeting points are not included, and gratuities are optional. It is easy for everybody to be able to participate, and it's a walking tour, so recommendations are comfortable walking shoes, bottles of water are strongly recommended, and it is a minimum for one guest, and there's so many good reviews, so that's really nice. So I'm definitely gonna book this. I'm gonna add this to my cart here for 2 people per person. This would be added to my cart. And then So we would do this probably in the morning and then wine tasting in the afternoon. So 5:30 to 6 p.m. That's a really good time to be able to do the excursion. So let's add that to cart as well for the same day. And then we're also going to be doing the sightseeing tour for 7 hours, and we're going to add this to the cart. And then let's do this private tour. This does have different options available for the 5 hours to check the calendars and the dates. So we're going to add that to the cart as well. And then this nighttime seeing tour, we're going to do on the same day as the Colosseum, Vatican VIP experience. So we're going to experience Colosseum, Circus Maximus, Spanish Steps, Capitoline Hill, Piazza Venezia, Trevi Fountain, Aventine Hill Forum, and so many more. So you can see there's a lot of places in Rome that you're going to see, especially at night, for these areas here. And so let's add that to the cart. So I've got a VIP tour of the Sistine Chapel, Raphael Rooms, Cortile del Belvedere, Vatican Museums, and St. Peter's Basilica. And then we've got this Rome in a day with the Vatican Museum, Sistine Chapel. I feel like this is kind of repeating itself though, so let's actually remove this from the cart and find something else. So let's go back to Italy for the destinations, and then let's see. We are just looking for a Rome tour for the day. Let's check this out. Oh, but that's 7 hours. I don't want that. Oh, hold on a second. Here we go. Still just looking for Rome. And then I guess we could search Rome day tours. So let's do this small group. I like this. Piazzas, Pantheon, and Jewish Ghetto. So we're seeing a lot of Rome that we have not seen yet. So let's actually add that to the cart and the wish list for the mock booking. And then let's see. Here we go. Wish list, view and edit. And then we're gonna remove this. So this is a 3-hour tour, and this is a 3-hour tour that we're going to be doing on the same day. And so I feel like these are fairly priced for doing 2 tours in one day and then doing a full day of tours here. So those are really good. So let's go ahead and go to the cart and see what we're doing here. And now we have these options available. So we're going to select these to go and check out. So we're going to check out. And then you're gonna go and select the date. So we're doing June 11th through the 13th. So let's do off the beaten path tour on the 11th. Hopefully they have itineraries here. Yeah, they do. Let's do, so the night tour, the wine tasting is at 5:30, so 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30. That gives us time in between to rest, shower, change, explore a little bit. And then we're gonna do English for 2 people. And then you need to put in the full person's name. And then we're gonna expand for this tour. Roman walking tour for we're gonna do the 12th or the 13th for this. Let's do the 13th for that. And then let's do English guided for 2 people. And then the VIP tour, let's do on the 12th. That way we're not doing too much on the 12th and we still have some time to explore Italy before we have to leave. There's only one time there for 2 people. And that's pretty expensive afterwards. So, but so we're gonna be doing off the beaten path, and I'm sorry, the authentic Roman food walking tour on the same day as the night tour. So we did the 13th for this day. We're gonna be doing the 13th for the night tour as well. And that's a really good way to end the your travels for, let's do, okay, so sorry, this one is 12:30, 3 hours, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. So let's do the 6:30 experience in English for 2 people. And then we're going to be doing this small walking tour with the no, you know what? We were going to do this Roman food tour on the same day as the off the beaten path. So let's change that. 12:30, and then we were going to do the walking tour on the same night as the night cars. So let's do the 13th for this. Oh, there's no dates available, unfortunately. So we do have to go back and find something different for that. This tour is not available. So Rome in a day. And then let's try this one instead. We don't have a food tour. We don't have a food tour. So let's do this instead, and then check out here. And then that way we can do the food tour in the afternoon and then the night tour by car on the same day. So this is the 13th. Excellent. And then let's see if they kept they kept everything for the experience for the Vatican and the off the beaten path. And so this is the food tour for the off the beaten path date. So let's just make sure that these are not overlapping. That's 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30. So they are overlapping for the food tour. So let's pick something different. Let's do the 5:30 for the Roman authentic walking tour for this is the 11th. Yep. And then let's do the this is the food tour for the 13th. So let's see if they have anything available here. Yes, they do. And then this is a 5 p.m. tour. So let's see. This is a 6:30 p.m. tour. That's not gonna work. So let's switch this around here. Let's do the off the beaten path tour on the 13th. At 10:30. We can even do 11, sorry, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, 4:30, and then still have enough time to do this food tour here. It's not letting me choose. 5 p.m. Okay, so let's do off the beaten path for 10:30, and that'll give us time in between. And then the Roman walking tour, we can do the 11th, and then the nighttime car we'll do on the 11th as well at 6:30. Walking tour. So let's do the 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. Yep. So that'll give us time. And now we figured out the schedule. So this is a walking tour at 6:30 on the 11th and the VIP experience on the 12th. And then the off the beaten path on the 13th at 10:30. And now we have the 12:30 walking tour in the afternoon for the food. And then the rooftop terrace would be on the 13th at 5 p.m. So we've got things to do on everything, and here's the total price for it. So that's really good. We're gonna add this to our package here. So I'm just gonna add that. So that's the excursions for everything. And then I'm just gonna total that. So right now that is the price, right? And then so I've got everything all figured out for the tour. It's in my cart, so I don't really have to worry about that. So now what we're gonna do is figure out transfers. I absolutely love downtown travel for transfers, for private transfers. We're gonna do these for uh regular hotel transfers and airport transfers, and then we're going to also do round trip for airport to home as well. And then we're gonna get the city transportation for a ticket option for the metro in Rome. But if you want to, you can always schedule round trip transfers to and from shared or private. So let's do, we're just gonna do, let's do Target, um, Grand Rapids, and MSP. And then the pickup date would be June the 10th. And then let's verify our flight time. So we need to be picked up about 9:30 in the morning. to be able to make it to the airport on time. So I'm actually going to do an hour before that for traffic purposes. And then we are returning on the 14th. So let's do that. And then that pickup time would be 6:45 at the airport. So I'm going to set it for 7 and then search. My favorite transfer option is a Life Limo. They're black car service, but you can always use somebody else. Black Lane is $626. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use the least expensive option. And they have fabulous customer service guys. I absolutely did enjoy working with them. However, I do want you to know this leg of the trip is going to be provided a separate confirmation number than this leg of the trip. So they're individual one-way trips put together into one price for their round trip. So when you are submitting a commission tracking form for this, the confirmation numbers are going to be different. You need to divide this price in half so that you could just put one price on on commission tracking form with the confirmation number for the one way, and then the other price on the next commission tracking form for the confirmation on the next way. Okay. And then you put in all the information, and then we're also going to do one for the airport to the hotel. So we want to do this address here. We're dropping off here. And then Rome Airport here. FCO. And then let's double check our flight to make sure that we are flying into FCO. Yep. And then that pickup date would be June 11th because it's a next day arrival. And then for 2 passengers, and then we want to confirm the pickup time is at 4:20. So we want to do 4:35. That's 15 minutes after you arrive. And this is a round trip. So we're also doing a pickup for 2, 1, 12, 11, 10, 11, 10, the 14th. And then set, yep, it's already set to the 14th, and then search. So let's see what's the best option. I don't want a shared shuttle, so let's do driver Italy transfer. That looks really nice. Let's see if they have a Life Limo here in Italy. And sometimes they won't. Okay. We don't need buses. So let's do the driver Italy because a Life Limo is not in Italy. So let's take this price and add that to our package. And then this price also, and add that to our package. And now you're like, but Caitlin, I need to insure my package. I have 10 leg insurance. You guys are going to use Alliance. So I'm going to take this total price here. Everybody needs to be in the same location for the insurance. So I'm a US resident in the state of Minnesota. There's 2 people traveling. I'll be 35. Nope. I'll be 34 still, and my husband will be 37. So we want to leave June 10th, and we'll be returning home on the 14th. Yes, it's for both trip cancellations. and the total cost of the trip itself, which would be all the excursions, flights and hotels, and the transfers. And then also we want to look for Italy public transportation. So how to get around in Italy? We want the Italy pass for the public transportation. So let's go ahead and look to see. Yeah, so we've already scheduled private transportation because transit shuttles to and from city airports are not included in these passes, but city buses, trams, metro trains, and urban rail services are. Um, so so let's go ahead and do that. And then it looks like we need to apply for a visa to be here. So it does, you do need to have a valid passport, a debit card, and an email address. So this is good news that we did this research. The application is only a few minutes. It's pretty straightforward. It asks you for personal information about yourself, the address on your passport, date of birth, place of birth, passport information, and country intended to first entry. If there's any criminal history, any application history or conflict zones. After completing the application for Italy, the travel authorization will be valid for 3 years. So we could go back and forth without having to apply again. You can you are able to visit Italy and the rest of Schengen area for multiple occasions within this time frame until you get a new passport or the visa has expired. And if there's small errors and consistencies, you definitely do need to be able to double check that. And in some rare cases, denied for other reasons, for security purposes, no fly list, involved in incidences in the country, et cetera, et cetera. And then, so this is free, but could cost money. So you want to plan for that as well. So that's something that we want to put on the trip. And then public transportation. Let's see. Here we go. The Trentalia Pass. It's from 139 euros. So we're going to convert that to dollars. So 139 is 144.02, which we want to add to this price. And so this is the total price of the insurance. We cannot include any visas, passports, or anything because that's required documentation to travel, but it's not included in the cost of the trip itself. But any transportation, excursions, accommodations, things like that is included in the cost of travel. So today would be the first day that we made the booking, and then we're going to Italy. So we're gonna get quotes here. And then I do like the luxury options, but let's go with the gold here. So we're gonna do $496 here. So we're gonna add $496 to this price. So for almost $11,000, we've put together a 5-day trip to Italy with upgrades on the flights for comfortability, a 4-star hotel in Italy in Rome. We've got 5 things that we're going to be doing. Each day is going to be a structured timeline of events. We did put those together with Project Expedition after comparing pricing and quality of the excursions for itself. We did put together private transfers to and from home and the airport. And then also we looked up visas for transportation and entry requirements to Italy. And then also for the pass itself. So 3, 4, 7, or 10-day journeys. Let's do more information. Pricing. Here we go. So 3 trips in 7 days, or we could do 10 trips in 30 days. So I feel like we would do comfort. We probably should have upgraded to $189, but we were going to be doing more trips than 3. So we would probably have to buy a few of these passes, or yeah, a few of these passes, because we're not going to be here for very long, but we don't want them to expire. So just looking at the different offers and services would be necessary. Let's see. They have different options as well. And you. This would be valid for travel, intercity, no to trains, first and second class, up to midnight on the 6th day before departure, till midnight on the 2nd day before departure. So there's a lot of information that you need to research when doing purchasing for different options to travel in Italy specifically. But that's how I build a vacation package and how to choose which suppliers to use. Vax Vacation Access is going to be my go-to guide to budget flights and hotels because I can compare itineraries. I could pick different airlines, flight options, hotels, things like that. I didn't really compare today for time purposing, but I do want you guys to do that for your clients specifically. And then also how I showed you which suppliers. I went to both Viator and Project Expedition and took the time to actually choose which excursions interested me. And then I picked between which option would look better or feel better. In my experience, Project Expedition had better quality excursions on their website compared to Viator. Even though Viator had a better price range, I did want to upgrade to that experience instead. And then I always love Downtown Travel for their transportation options. They pay 10% on their transfers. And I absolutely love that. But Project Expedition also does transfers. So you can compare because you're already using Project Expedition. If you choose to go with Project Expedition, you can also put in transfers to the hotels and airports from Project Expedition as well. I haven't had a lot of luck with their itineraries. I don't feel like they have a broad selection compared to Downtown Travel. And then of course you would use your insurance options for the quotes based on where you're located around the world, and making sure to have the visa requirements to enter into the country is really, really important. So make sure you're doing that specific research as well. Stefan, do you have any questions? I know I did a lot and I just went through and showed you how I do the work. Is there any questions that you may have had pop up in your head while I was working to show you how I build that package?
So when you have selected all the options in terms of travel, excursions, and all, how do you show them to your client?
That's a great question. I do build a presentation. I do have three videos on my YouTube channel on how to create a client presentation. I actually use Exotica to use for that training. But I showed how I put everything together for the excursions and everything. I basically just go through and take pictures from the excursions if they're available. Otherwise, I do Google research to figure out like if there's any feedback on the excursion itself and take pictures from there off Google. And in multiple options for my mock booking videos, you can see I do open the pictures in a different tab and then snip them with my computer's snipper tool. And I'm able to actually put them together in like a slideshow type of deal for the presentation itself.
You use PowerPoint for this?
Yeah, I do. I use Adobe Express because I bought the software with Adobe Acrobat Pro. But people use Canva and can put together a presentation right there on Canva. Um, Actually, Canva does have a presentation option where you can just select present at the top of Canva, and you can just move through the different slides that you've created. So there's actually a presentation option for starting the different slides, and it'll give you like 4 or 5 slides to start with for like a template maybe on Canva, and then you'll be able to build that from there. But
You use
in my videos, I show you how to use Adobe Express.
and you use some vendors for transfer, for example, but are they available to us in France, for example?
Yes.
Or should we use other one? And which ones?
So Project Expedition and Downtown Travel both do transfers. You can also do airport transfers on Expedia tab. And in Vax, they under the features, they also have transportation options. It's most likely shared instead of private transportation, but it is definitely worth looking and exploring for that so that you can bundle that into the package. For the purpose of this training, I purposely did not add any features except for the travel protection into the package because I wanted to show you guys how to use different suppliers for Vax Vacation Access instead of, or from Vax Vacation Access instead of using that featured option for the transfers. But there's definitely different suppliers that you can use, like Downtown Travel and Project Expedition, Expedia Tap, and more. And not all of,
How do
go ahead.
excuse me, and how do you register to with those uh, providers?
Sure. So the registration is in the travel cafe under the suppliers on the US tab. There might be also some in the UK tab that you can look at for your location in France.
Okay, okay, fine. Thank you for your answers.
Absolutely. It's definitely
And
my
you.
pleasure. And I thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording here.